What's up, Internet? We are back with another Sega Saturn Unday. Shut up. I was going to do this yesterday, but unfortunately, about 6 hours prior to me wanting to stream, I had found that I had pinched a nerve in my shoulder, and I couldn't move my right arm in any capacity. I'm still in quite a lot of pain, but I'm about 75% better. I can move my arm a lot more, although it still hurts quite a fair bit. Should be better in a day or two, but I figured I'd make up for it by doing a little bit of Mega Man 8. Now, this isn't the first time I've played Mega Man 8 for the show. About 8 years ago now, did the much more common, much less good Mega Man 8 on the PS1. This is absolutely a Sonic 3D Blast sort of situation. Where it's virtually the same, but it's significantly better on the Saturn. There's better songs, completely different songs. We'll get there when we get there. This is the story for what little it matters. If this freezes, and there's a good chance, because I think I made a connection as to what freaks out the satiator more than anything, it's stuff that's not being played in-game, but rather like video files, credits, FMV sequences, that sort of thing. Because the FMV sequence that launches the title screen, which I skipped for this, actually froze on a couple of test records. So that was fun to find out. So there's a good chance this will actually freeze, and we might be here for another 20 minutes trying to get things to work, or this will be a very short stream, one of the two. But anyway, this is the plot to Mega Man 8. There were two robots in space. One of them is Duo, who I've always assumed he just looked significantly different when he was basically a giant ball of blue energy, rather than the kind of half cobbled together green, blue, and red robot we knew. And some black robot we never actually get to know what he looks like, because he's just evil. But he becomes a very important plot MacGuffin for Dr. Wily, in the same sense that this game needed some vague semblance of a plot to give him a reason to have X number of robots to fight. Ugh. That's about as much as we actually get to see of evil robot. But rest assured, we'll be fighting him a whole bunch. In that we fight his energy and all the robots. Oh, yeah. I think I mentioned this during my review of this game way back when, but I'm pretty sure the voice acting for the English dub was just the Japanese voice actors handed the English script, and it kind of sounds like it. Also, for that review, I remember this. I tried to loop talking animation of them to do some stuff with, and I remember you couldn't really do that with Bass because he had all of like 4 frames of animation where his mouth moved. I know. I spent hours in Windows Movie Maker back in the day trying to do some stuff with Bass's voice lines. Also, they call him Bass in this game. Which, fun story, is how I thought he was pronounced anyway, because I didn't know jack about music terms back in the day. Not that I know much about him now. Also, Dr. Light's played by Elmer Fudd for reasons.
I understand, Dr. Light. I'm on it.
And Mega Man both looks and sounds like a girl, because he is played by a girl, and they decided to redesign all the Mega Man sprites for 32-bit systems. So now he looks really thin and anemic, and not like a kick-ass fighting robot. Which is one of the reasons why I always say that Mega Man 7 was the best Mega Man has ever looked. And Bass. Bass looked really tall and intimidating, and ever since then he just sort of hunches over and he looks kind of weird and crappy. But yeah, this is basically Mega Man 8. If you played any of the compilations, you've played the worst version of this game. Bear in mind, it's not a great game, but this version is definitely less awful. But this version also does feature a few extra visual changes, as well as some extra enemies, if I recall. Also, it has a bunch of bonus stuff that was cut from the PlayStation version. 2 boss fights that make this game like actually canon, this particular version. Because they were, if you paid attention to the background in Mega Man 7, you'd actually see 3 little things that link Mega Man 7 to Mega Man 8. 2 of those things are removed from the PlayStation version, but are present in the Saturn version. The Saturn version also comes with a bunch of in-game extras available on the opening menu that the PlayStation version doesn't have. The only thing the PlayStation version actually got was a little booklet that contained like a history of all the Robot Masters. But you'll notice that none of the compilations that contain the worst version of Mega Man 8, i.e. the PlayStation version, that only the only thing that makes it superior is that booklet, you'll notice none of those compilations come with anything like that. So you're getting the worst version of Mega Man 8, and you're not even getting the one thing that made that version better, in quotes. Now, if I recall, the water's a little bit less cool in this game compared to the PlayStation version. Like, there's a better translucency effect on the PlayStation version, but we get, like, a ripple animation to it, so it's kind of give or take. Also, this is the only Mega Man game where Mega Man is light enough to swim because he's not a super-powered, heavy, kick-ass robot. Instead, he's just a cosplay girl, basically. I'm never not going to make fun of Mega Man for his design in this game, because it's bad. I mean, if you played Mega Man 7, you saw Mega Man. He was bigger, he was chunkier, he clearly had some armaments to him. Instead, we got the Mega Ball, which is, like, probably the worst weapon in all of Mega Man. And that's in a world where Top Spin and Charge Kick exist. And any shield that's not the Junk Shield. Because, for some reason, Mega Man really likes to have really awful shields. Like, yeah, it'll shield you, but you can't move, you can't jump, you can't attack. So it's like, okay, so what? All it's good for is standing around and not doing anything. Great. You know, Mega Ball. It's not great. In fact, it's pretty awful, but you can do this. You can kind of unlimited jump with it, which is really the only value it has. That in one fight requires it. Oh, and similar to good old Sonic 3D Blast, I'll take a moment and let you appreciate the significantly better audio. Because we're going to start with probably one of the best songs that was... Because, if I recall, most of the songs just sound better, but there's one or two songs that are completely different in this game. The first one being Tengu Man's theme. If you're familiar with the PlayStation version, for some reason Duo's just completely green in that shot. It was kind of like this really light and, I don't know, floody music. I don't know how to best describe it, but it's very, very light, and it's like easy listening, almost sort of like elevator music type stuff, which... You know, Tengu Man, he's a prideful, badass teenager kind of guy. You know, you'd want something that's kind of equally badass. Well, this version actually had that song. And these are our 4 starting Robot Masters. Like Mega Man 7, we have to pick 4 and then fight 4 more. Clown Man, Grenade Man, Frost Man, and Tengu Man. I think Tengu Man's probably like the coolest Robot Master in this game. I like Tengu Man's design. Fun story. Unlike the previous Mega Man games, which allowed fans to design the Robot Masters, instead, this time they had 3, like, body archetypes. And they basically just said, here are the 3 body types we're looking for, make something for that. And I think the end result was, we got Clown Man, Aquaman, which we won't see until halfway point if we get there without freezing, Sword Man, and I think Search Man. Because the body archetypes were like... 2 halves of a single body that could separate. One that was 2-headed, and then one that was sort of like, just sort of short and pudgy, kind of like Clown Man and Aquaman. Anyway, we're going to play Tengu Man stage. I'm going to turn up the volume just a scooch and mute my audio, and we'll just listen to the significantly better audio. So if you're familiar with the PlayStation version, you're in for a treat. So let's go.
Let's do it!
I'm Tengu Man.
Ready.
Anyway, yeah, Tengu Man's theme. It's completely different in this version, and it's a lot better. I think the interstitial midpoint stage is also different in this version. And just in general, all the sounds are just slightly different and a little bit higher quality on the Saturn. As well as I think Aquaman has basically the same song, but it's got different effects applied to it, and it just sounds much better. This was the stage that I always remembered Mega Man 8 for. This was a game I managed to rent from my specialty game rental store I only ever got to go to like once or twice a year. And I couldn't remember which Mega Man game had this like one scene where you're in a bubble trying to avoid spikes, but this was like the one thing, no, two things that I really remember about Mega Man 8. That and Frostman's jump, jump, slide, slide thing that killed me a lot when I was a kid. But Mega Man 8's kind of a weird duck because it throws like shooter sections at you every now and then, and weird things to like really mix up the platforming, and if you're not cool with that, it'll probably just be a really, really obnoxious, because it doesn't platform quite as well as Mega Man 7, and to be fair, a lot of people dislike Mega Man 7's platforming. We want Otto, because he's got a big cannon that has a persisting explosion once you land a hit with it. If you're playing this for the shooter sections, all two of them, go for Auto, Rush, who gets a spread shot, then Beat, who gets like a straight charge, and then I guess Eddie if you get one more, which is just like this weird, crappy lobbed bomb. Nope, we want Rush. Rush! Hell yeah. And the great thing is you can actually just hold the button down and charge, and your boys will take care of things for you. Unfortunately, this game went to the Mega Man 7 school of thought where your Charge Buster needs to really, really suck. As much as I love Mega Man 7, your Charge Buster in that game was crap. It's even worse in this game. I think it's equivalent to 2 shots worth of damage. So until you get like some other upgrades, it's pretty worthless. We're going to try and get those upgrades as soon as possible, though, to be a little bit better. You'll notice that we're continuing the shmup section in a secondary shmup section, but we don't get to keep our allies. We have to recollect them. That kind of sucks. Oh, we really don't want him. Alright, there we go. There are some collectible bolts, as you might have seen. I've been picking them up. Or, nuts, rather. Nuts? Bolts? No, they're bolts. I got it right the first time. I clearly know my, mechanics. Those are basically currency for power-ups and stuff you can buy at the store. But all the really good ones require, like, 6 to 8, so... Right now we're just sort of holding on to them. We're not going to get all of them, even if we can play all the way through. Crap. Oh, Eddie. The worst of them. He can hit below you. That's all he can do, and it's not really all that useful. But part of the reason why we're not going to get all the bolts, assuming that we don't crash before the game ends, is there's one right here that requires one of the endgame Robot Master Powers that we're not going to bother to come back for. Also, there's one in Swordman stage I find to be a real pain in the ass. So if, again, it's kind of a big cross your fingers thing if we get there, but, you know, if we get there. This cannon has 2 attacks, by the way. It shoots 3 charge attacks, and those are annoying. And that beam. We want that beam because we can dodge that. The charge attacks actually follow you. There we go. You know, I don't think I've said this yet, but this was actually part of a tradition of mine. At the start of every summer, I would play Mega Man 8. And, unfortunately, it's the end of summer. I did have a secondary summer Mega Man tradition where I'd play Mega Man X2 because it was my favorite, but, you know, we're testing out the Satiator, and it's Sega Saturn Hyundai. So, we're doing that now. But, you know. It's fun to reconnect with Mega Man 8, even though it's far from my favorite one. It's got a sort of nostalgic place in my heart. Although I really do connect better to the Super Nintendo games. The best. Which is weird, because a lot of places, a lot of movie rental stores I went to had, like, all the Mega Man X games as far as I could tell, but every time I'd rent one, they'd give me the same one. They'd keep giving me, like, X2. Wind's too strong, can't go back there. Want to hold on. Oh! There's a secondary bolt we want to try and grab down there. I'm not really worried about losing lives. First of all, we picked one up. But the boss is a complete chump. He's the coolest designed Robot Master in this game, but he's kind of a complete chump. There we go. This jump sucks. I don't know why they... Well, I know why they put that there, or didn't put a platform there. It's because the wind will make it too easy to grab that bolt. But, you know, it's a bit of a hazardous jump no matter what. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of health pickups in Mega Man 8, no matter which version you're playing. Let's see if I can do my infinite jump just for hellsies. There we go. Just because I don't want to use these on Tengu Man. I'm just going to remove them from the equation and show off a little. Alright, let's go fight Tengu Man.
I'll take on you. Be ready.
Good old Tengu Man. I'm trying to make up for not being able to stream yesterday by having a really messed up shoulder. So now we're playing Mega Man 8 and hoping it doesn't freeze. It froze on the opening cinematic while I was testing streams. So I'm thinking the biggest issue Satiator has is when it does anything that has to load outside of gameplay. So like credits and pre-rendered stuff. So your problem with FMVs is probably the biggest source of what the problem is. But I figured since I'm here, I might as well show off the better version of Mega Man 8 that Capcom refuses to give us. And you know, I would be willing to at least admit that, you know, this version's probably harder to emulate, and that's why they don't include it in compilations. Doesn't explain why they give us the bad version of Mega Man X3 in every compilation ever, though. So I think they're just out to get us and not give us the good versions of anything. Oh no. We don't want to get hit by that. Oh, that's bad. That's not his most scary attack, but it's a very scary attack. He's got one that's even scarier. And we got the evil energy from Tengu Man because plot. It hurts to grab my water bottle. Ow, ow, ow. Hopefully my shoulder's back in a day or two. Or else I might be really worried. Anyway, we just got Tornado Hold. It's one of the two best weapons in the game, because most of the weapons in this game are pretty underwhelming, but Tornado Hold at least hits multiple times, so it's good. Alright, let's go home and see if we can buy the Buster upgrade we need, because there's one really valuable Buster upgrade. Okay, ask for parts. The arrow shot. Okay, a lot of people swear by the laser shot because it can pierce anything, but the problem is it only does 1 damage, whereas the arrow shot, it increases your damage to, I believe, 3 or 4, and then when it hits a target, it spreads like a shotgun. So we want this one. Yeah, we're buying that. We have to equip it later, but there's that. There's also Power Shield, which sounds great, but it just reduces your recoil if you're hit, an extra life, but that's not very useful. Don't need that because you can only have one of these at a time. That might be useful. There's a thing that lets you, every time you fire your Mega Buster, fire 3 shots, so that can be pretty useful in conjunction. Energy Balancer, the Auto Shot might be good too. While you're charging, you will automatically fire. There's more stuff you can get later on, but that's what we need for now. And now that we've got Tornado Hold, I'm gonna go fight Clown Man, who's weak to it. Might have been a while since I played this game, but I know the weakness a lot. And this game has a lot of terrible voice acting. Clown Man has, like, the best line in the game, and if he says it, it would just make my day. So we'll see.
Ready.
I think, if I recall, there's a secret right here at the start. Just gotta aim it right. I think if you... Oh, maybe not. I swear, if you kicked a Mega Ball into the mouth of that clown, he got, like, a life or something. I guess not. Welcome to Clown Man stage. Oh, it's the Gutsman upgrade, and it's things from the Mega Man game I really like. There's the big pumpkin boss thing from that other Mega Man game I really like. Part of me wishes I was playing Mega Man 7 right now. Okay, there's not really a way to get that without getting a special rush power-up that is like the worst rush power-up ever. I'll point out, Mega Man 7 had this crazy super armor. It was inferior to the 2 super armors it was trying to amalgamate from Mega Man 6, but it was still like the best power-up in all of Mega Man. This one has a motorcycle, and it's the worst thing ever. I guess someone made a clown robot because they really like clowns. I don't get it. I find clowns to be incredibly creepy. But, you know, someone liked Clown Man. And someone at Capcom really liked Clown Man to make it a real thing. If we don't freeze and I can actually show off some of the bonus stuff on the title screen, I'll show some Clown Man prototypes in the bonus features, because there's one that actually looks like downright terrifying. And that would actually have been a really kick-ass boss, which is why it's not included. We don't want to walk on the X's. We'll get hurt if we do that. Alright, now, if we were smart, we'd use our tornado hold right here, but we're not going to because we have to fight the boss. I need to equip an item. Okay, there we go. I believe we have our charge arrow equipped. This will help a little bit. There's the charge arrow. Like I said, it shoots a charge shot that does some extra damage, and then it spreads like a shotgun. It's really good. And because health pickups in this game are so rare, we need to take advantage of every single one we get, even if we don't need them. But yeah, this is without a doubt the best charge buster power-up you can get in this game. And there's a few that are just dumb and bad. I don't know. I dislike basically everything about Mega Man X4. I will forever say the best armor, just in terms of design, from Mega Man X was X2's armor. Like, it had cool, like, helmet fins, it looked like Mega Man X, it looked a little bit like Zero. You know, it wasn't too much of anything, it wasn't trying to be anything terribly special, but it was still very stylish looking. I do kind of like the ninja armor, which I think was from X5 as well, though. You want to talk about really, really awful looking Mega Man armors from X? Let's talk about the weird armor you get in X7. That's like just this weird, ugly, like, thing with this giant collar. It's so bad. You know, I want to say I like that Zero could have been played in X4, but the problem with Zero in X4, for me, well, there's two things. First of all, is the fact that he utilizes Street Fighter combinations to do his special abilities, and with my hand problems, I can't do any of them. So if I was playing as Zero, I was pretty much using Saber only. The other problem with Zero was the fact that... Oh, I want that. Oh, come on, Tornado Hold. You weren't holding enough tornadoes. The other problem with Zero was the fact that if you played him in X3 for as limited as they let you play him, he was awesome in that game. Like, his Saber was, first of all, the most powerful thing in the game. But it also allowed him to use it as like a final shot to a charge. Which was awesome because you got like this awesome charge attack as well as everything else. That's going to take me straight down to shit. I don't know. I like how Zero was in X3, despite the fact I got him killed immediately. Now I think we need either Flame Sword or something else to get in there, and I don't have either of those, so we're not getting that one either. But that's okay. That's okay. We don't even need Tornado Hold to get us there. I just need to do this. Come on. Mega Ball. Do your thing. Ah. Come on, I want to show off my Mega Ball talents. I'm going to run out of Mega Balls just trying to get this thing. I don't think this background was in the PS1 version. I think this is a slightly different tile set. Ah. Ah. Screw it. Screw it. You're supposed to use the power from this level to get in there. That's the problem. That's what those weird pegs like sticking out of the background are for, that those guys are swinging on. Those are connected to the boss's power, but the thing is, we'd have to beat this level to get them, and I'm not going to do that, so... You know, if I can't get it, I'm not going to. Alright. Now, if I recall, the next area is like a teleporting thing. And you actually want to really screw up one of these parts, because it moves you really far back, but you get something for it, if I recall. I'm trying to remember which one it is. Alright. So teleporting maze, go! I can't remember which chunk of this teleporting maze we need to hit. Also, I never liked the fact that Zero's story completely stagnated because his story was supposed to end with Mega Man X4. And Capcom didn't like that line of thinking, so they kind of just made every single stage of his story after that, literally repeating the same plot. Like, there's a reason every Mega Man after X4, Zero ends up in a capsule for mysterious reasons. It's because Mega Man Zero has to happen at some point. Well, that was just rude. I don't like these little robot jerks. Where do I need to go? I don't want your little robot jerk hugs. Alright. We want to go left. Also, a lot of these assets are reused in Mega Man and Base, which was a very bizarrely paced game. Yeah. I don't know, but the plot to Mega Man Zero has to happen because of Mega Man X happening, which means, of course, that they have to create a reason for him to be where he was at the start of Mega Man Zero, which was where he was supposed to end in X4. But of course, Capcom didn't like that, or so they just kind of reductively kept putting him in the exact same plot position. Where is that damn teleporter? Here we go. Okay, we don't want to be anywhere where there's an X. The interesting thing about that, not wanting to be where there's an X, is there's actually a bunch of different things that can happen. They can drop a wash tub on you, they can give you a punching bag from below. There's a lot of things. Mega Man and Base was a weird game. Also, you can shoot those guys through their shields. If you never played Mega Man and Base, it was weird because, first of all, they took all the sprites from this game. And it was on the Super Nintendo, which was also a little bit peculiar. But it was especially weird because, of course, you got two playable characters that have completely different movesets. And they didn't give either character a bespoke experience. They basically just said, okay, we're going to give each character the exact same experience, but different movesets. So you've got, like, stages that are clearly made for Base, but bosses that are made for Mega Man, so no character's actually really all that playable. When's Hyper Duel? Good question. I don't know. I just want to do Mega Man 8 as part of my summer tradition. But if I recall, you also recommended I do Kyo Flying Squadron 2, so, you know, at some point it'll happen. When? I don't know. But at some point. Actually, the funny thing is I can actually play the arcade version of Hyper Duel right now if I wanted to. Alright, now we're gonna go fight Clown Man. Let's see if he says the magic lines that make me laugh and make this a good run. He did not. Also, fighting a clown, not a joking matter. Also, he didn't see the cool lines. So, now he gets to do this. He has basically 3 moves. He does that, he turns into a big ball, and then he, like, throws his feet underground you. Yeah, this move kind of sucks a little bit. But, this is how you fight Clown Man. Yeah, that Thunderclaw's a little weird. Although, I will point out we get Thunderclaw, and it's not that move. It's that move. So I'm not sure if they applied the wrong audio to the wrong move or what. But we killed the creepy-ass Clown Man. Yep, it came out on Super Famicom. It got a sequel on the Wonder Swan, which is a console I'm not terribly familiar with. I really want to get a Wonder Swan at some point, though. But to be fair, I wanted a Neo Geo Pocket Color before that. And those have gotten really expensive. You know, that was always one of those things where it came in a million colors, so once I see the color I wanted, I was just going to buy it, and it's like, it's always just a little more expensive than I want, and then it just exploded in price. Alright, next we're fighting Grenade Man. He's, pretty self-explanatory, really. He's like a worse designed Burst Man. Yeah, it got ported on the GBA. That's the version of at least the original Mega Man and Bass I played. That's not a great version. It's not a great port either. But I can tell you it's not a great port. It's not a great Mega Man game in general, just because it was designed so bizarrely. Like, it felt like they weren't sure if they wanted to make a game for Mega Man, a game for Bass, a game for both of them, a game for neither of them, so they just said yes. And suddenly you've got, like, stages that make no sense for Mega Man. Like, if I recall expressly, you need one of his abilities to make half the platform jumps, because Bass has a double jump Mega Man just straight up doesn't have. Okay. We gotta go through this area in a certain way. If I recall. I'm just trying to remember what the exact order of this was. I think that was the way we need to go. Let's find out. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, this is literally just a lamer version of Burst Man's stage. Except Burst Man had a giant enemy crab. This one doesn't, it just has a giant pile of garbage to fight. Although it does have this thing in the background. Good for you, thing. I'm not sure what you're supposed to be, but good for you. Grabbing this. Also, I gotta be real careful, because I do not have a lot of extra lives. Alright. Mini-boss, which means we get to use this thing. Because, like I said, Tornado Hold is one of the most useful abilities because it gets you around and it hits things multiple times, and that's kind of necessary for this boss. There aren't a lot of abilities that hit things multiple times, but Tornado Hold's one of them, and it's good. And in a sense, you can use it kind of as a shield, which makes it, like, the most useful shield. Oh, I don't like this. Come on, just die. There we go. There, at least if I die, we've hit a checkpoint. Oh, and I think we got Rush Cycle. Awesome. Does that mean we've still not gotten the good Rush item? I don't think you get that until Aquaman stage, I think. Yeah, that's Rush Surprise. It can be basically anything. There's one where he'll just show up and drop power-ups for about 50 seconds or so. It's the only Rush power-up I ever find any use in this game. And it's mostly just during the final fight, because the final fight's kind of dumb. Alright, there we go. Now this would be great if we had Swordman's ability, but we don't, so we can't use that. Because unfortunately, this game likes to have a lot of backtracking if you want to actually power Mega Man up. It's nice to have a little mini fireman enemy, though. Just didn't put him in the one place that would be useful to me. Although I do like that they're making like a throwback to Fireman. That's kind of cool. Oh, get out of my way, enemies. Oh, I didn't want that. Well, alright. There we go. There we go. No problem. Go! Yeah, I don't like it's a neat technical flex when you can make background objects interact with the foreground, but it's really hard to figure out where hitboxes are and when active frames start. Like, you know, it's a very Saturn thing, and I appreciate it, but seriously. Alright, I've got to use Thunderclaw, which is basically just a grappling hook that fires forward. Again, voice acting by the Japanese dub, doing the English dub. It's special, mostly. Also, you can redirect his bombs with the Thunderclaw. It's not super useful, but you can do it. Oh. There we go. That'll do nothing to you, but it puts you in a weirder environment to fight him on. But he's dead. And he enjoyed the fact that he exploded, so that's good. He was fulfilling his life's purpose. Also, it creates some environmental destruction at the end. Probably just so Mega Man could run to the center without issues, because that would have been extra programming. Also, you might notice the palette for Flash Bomb happens to be bad box art Mega Man from the original. It's also the other really good ability in this game, because it hits multiple times and has active frames for days. Alright, let's see if we can grab more power-ups.
Welcome back.
Alright, let's ask for a part. We got 6. We're using Energy Balancer, that could be useful. Least amount of energy, which, if we're playing right, will always, always, always be Astro Crush. Automatic attack, though, or that. I think I might just hold on to it, because I know there's some more stuff we get the second half that are going to be even more awesome-tacular, so we'll see. But we got to finish the first half by going after Frostman. We got some real slowdown there, which I don't think actually happens on the standard disc version of this game. Also, he's a basically Blizzard Man knockoff, although he's slightly cooler looking, I guess. But let's just be honest, the only really cool Ice Robot Master, no pun intended, is Freeze Man. Also, this weirdly colored street lamp makes me think we're actually playing in a Flash Frozen version of good old Cloudman stage from Mega Man 7, making possibly another reference to Mega Man 7, although this one is universal between versions. Alright. This game really likes automatic scrolling sections. This particular level has, I think, like 3 of them. Like, they couldn't figure out fun platforming sections, so they had to add a bunch of auto-scrolling bits. Oh god, okay, so this is jump, jump, slide, slide. It'll happen twice in the game if I do everything right. And I gave up on this game as a kid because of this, because I could not do this to save my life. It's not so bad right now. It gets worse. And it's nothing but basically instant death. Chill Penguin's alright, but I'm talking, like, standard Mega Man. Like, X is off the table. Although, it's funny, because I was playing this game, and I named one of my characters after Chill Penguin, because I was reminded of a time when I was playing Mega Man X as a kid. And I was playing with someone I knew, and, like, he couldn't quite remember Chill Penguin's name, but he remembered the fact that all the Robot Master's attacks were, like, named partially after the Robot Master themselves. And because Chill Penguin's weapon is Shotgun Ice, I swear he thought the character's name was Shotgun Penguin, and that's stuck with me. So I named my penguin character Shotgun Penguin for Chill Penguin. And I do that whenever the opportunity makes itself available, just because it's awesome. I don't know, though, like, part of me dislikes Chill Penguin just by virtue of the fact that you kind of have to go through him first, just because he has the slide and the dash, which is one of the most integral things. I don't know why they made that such an optional, it's not optional, it's mandatory, but why they made it like a expansion part that required armor. Especially one that wouldn't be optional. It's the only one that isn't in, like, the history of Mega Man, which is weird. And I mean, hell, after, they just made it a base ability Mega Man X had. And then they give him, like, a double air dash, which, I love the air dash. The air dash was legit. But that's just another reason why Mega Man X2 is, like, the best X game. I'm gonna have to play that sometime soon. Assuming I can survive all the jumping and sliding this game is requiring me to do. It's really easy to just completely end up on the front end of, like, the stage right here and have no room. And we just missed a bolt. I think there might be a bolt hidden in that snow pile somewhere. But I can't quite remember where. Now, bear in mind, this is the continue point. We're only halfway through.
Ready.
Though we do have this very lovely nighttime backdrop. Which reminds me of the opening stage to Mega Man 7. Also, yeah, we can destroy the whale ships to stop the ice. And some of the ice contains penguins, which is annoying. I don't think all of it does, but some of it does. Now, actually, what we could do, if we were sensible, is do that. Yet another reason why you start with Tornado Hold. Because Tornado Hold is awesome. It gives you access to so much. There we go. Whee! Now, if I recall, Flash Bomb can work on there. Nope. Nope, might just be, Oh, I know what you gotta do. Okay, fair enough. Whoa! Let's not get murdered. You know, if we can help it. Yeah, that charge arrow shot, it's no joke. This is one problem with Tornado Hold. You only get to fire one at a time. There we go. I'm betting that was off screen, so it didn't count. That was off screen. It didn't count. Awesome. I made this point before, but you know, the Super Nintendo, it was a huge deal that you could leave the screen and Yoshi would remember where you were. And now we're at 32-bit, where object permanence is not even really a suggestion. I love you, Sega Saturn. Don't ever change. Alright, we need Astro Crush to get down there, so we're not going to be doing that. I think Flash Bomb can break that. I kind of want to hold on to as many Flash Bombs as we got, but yep, it does break that. This game just plays really slow. Like, it feels like you get no momentum in this game, which kind of sucks. Alright. Fine. We'll do it this way. Alright. You know, it's funny seeing how short Mets are, but you can actually hit them. You know, it reminds me of, like, this knockoff Mega Man game I played. It was a fan game. And it was making fun of how Mega Man had been on vacation forever, so they needed a new hero who could do Mega Man things. This was before Mega Man 9 came out, of course. And I played it, because, you know, it was saying, hey, I'm the new hero who can do everything Mega Man can, while he's, you know, not being the hero. And the funny thing is, like, 90% of the enemies were below your buster, so you couldn't hit any of them. I have played Mega Man Legends. I reviewed it way back in the day, but I'm more familiar with Mega Man 64. But I'm trying to get a physical copy of Mega Man Legends at some point, just because I do quite like Mega Man Legends. I just think the N64 version might have been slightly better, even though it had super compressed audio. That jump is stupid, by the way. But while the N64 had super compressed audio, it did have, like, control stick controls, which was slightly better. The worst Mega Man Legend. Hey, calm down. Also, Frostman, he's a total artisan. He's the intellectual type, as you can see. He'll sit there and cry. You know, maybe you know this because it was a weird glitch that happened to me the first time I ever played Mega Man Legends. Was it way worse? It's been forever since I played N64. I should do that at some point. But when I played it, you start when you finally get on the island and you have to like walk into town, but there's like the path behind your ship. When I first played it, and I don't know why this was, I went in that path behind the ship and like stuff just didn't load. There was like a weird car that was turned sideways in the way, sort of like barring you from actually going past a certain point. But you could just jump on top of that and like the world stopped loading and I just fell forever. It was weird. Also, more animations that might make the satiator freeze, so fingers crossed.
That's good. By the way, what do you make of these?
Yeah, it was a weird thing. It's only ever happened to me once. I've always wanted to know what that was, or see if anyone else could replicate it.
But I've never seen this type on Earth. I don't know where this energy came from, but cannot let it fall into Dr. Wily's hands.
I really got to get a copy of the Mega Man Legends games.
Or the energy immediately, Mega Man.
Someone flubbed their line, but they only kind of cut it slightly. Because audio engineering is hard.
From the radar room, when we find that meteor,
Oh, you got 1 and 2 on PS... I knew you had the first one. I didn't know you had the second one. I'm very jealous of both of those. I've never played the second one. I've always wanted to, though. And Tron Bonne. Because that one looked super interesting to me. I've said this before, but I totally lost the 5th generation because I started with the Saturn, which basically got no support in the West. Then I got an N64, and I'm the kind of person who liked Mega Man and RPGs. I got basically nothing. Yeah, I've got them on PSN, but I've never played them. I want physical copies myself, though. I really need to go back and actually play like my PSN games because I think I've got like 100 like PS1 games on PSN that I've just never played. Just because I, wanted them. Like I've got Tomba. I've got 2 copies of Tomba 2 on PSN as well. But that's because they really did screw the people who bought Tomba 2 on PSN because they misadvertised it horribly. Also, Duo's pissed off.
you must go after him. We don't know who he is.
Yeah, that was kind of my situation too. I only knew one person who had a PS2, and they only had Sled Storm and Rogue Trip. And Rogue Trip is not a AAA title by any means, but I think everyone should play it because it's Crazy Taxi meets what is it? Twisted Metal. It's quite good. Now, if I recall, there's an extra boss on this stage if we play it right, but only on the good version. Also, if I recall, the PlayStation version doesn't have this siren, so that's kind of neat. Yep, here we go. Now, I said this before, but the Saturn version is canonical, whereas the PS1 is not. And the reason is, in Mega Man 7, if you go back and play the middle stage, the Robot Museum, you'll see that there are 3 robots unaccounted for. One was Gutsman, that we saw Dr. Wily steal, and the other 2 were never accounted for. Well, that's because one of them was Cutman, and he's only available as a fight in this game, and only on the Saturn. I can't remember what he's weak to, but we'll figure it out. Shut up! I want revenge! Cut that out, Cutman. Also, you get a remix of Cutman's theme, which is kind of cool. Quit following me, Cutman. Ah. That's okay. I don't mind if I lose all my lives. I should have just used my rush mystery. Oh, also, aside from making Mega Man look super snazzy, the Ice Slasher, I believe is what it's called. No, Ice Wave. Ice Slasher's a different thing. The Ice Wave is basically useless. But we'll use these because they're good. Yeah, for that generation though, I exclusively had GameCube. I didn't get a PlayStation 2 until well after the PlayStation 3 was out. Although you can hear more about that when I finally get off my ass and finish my PS2 video, which, to be fair, is really, really hard because it's a super big file and nothing wants to work with it. Eee! Yeah, that's all we get. We don't get his ability. All we get is this crappy little bolt. Oh, they had a bundle, did they? What'd you get in your magical bundle of magic? Oh, let's not die. Actually, it's okay if we do. Although I would like to get this. There we go. I'll miss you while you're at work, Black Mars. But, hang in there. Alright. I do believe we still... Yep, we retain our bolts, so we're good. Now, I don't think there's any way to... Nope, you can. I was going to say I don't think there's a way to come back here, but I think there is a way to select it. I've just never bothered. And now we get to see exactly what Frostman's ability is, because it's basically useless. It drops a piece of ice that travels on the ground. And is not useful for really anything. And what's even better, you know, Tengu Man, the air guy, who's always in the air, yeah, that's his weakness. You know, the thing that never hits anything off the ground. Also, Duo has a kick-ass theme. I can do that too, except mine's called Flash Grenade, or Flash Bomb, or whatever. I think this version has an extra audio line by Duo in his fights too, which is interesting. So I don't think he says "get ready" in the PlayStation version. There we go. That's Duo. That's the last we'll hear of his theme song too. Also, here's the best Mega Man character of all time, Proto Man. He's about as useful as he is in Mega Man and Base, in that he's completely useless to the plot. Which makes me sad because, of course, he's my favorite. He's like Zero, except not desperately trying to be cool. And also, you know, he's actually got a very complex backstory, and he's sad. And, you know, you get a lot of his character just from, like, the somberness of his theme song, which I think is great about Proto Man. Also, hopefully we don't crash here. Here's a giant monkey. We never actually see one of these in the game. We can kind of see small monkeys that are sort of like this, but nothing ever like this. Smoosh. Bye, Rush. Thanks for being about as useful as you are in this game. Come back when you're super armor. I miss the super armor. Can you tell? You know, I saw a few years ago, there was like this ad for this new Mega Man cartoon that was like completely CGI and it looked nothing like Mega Man. And I just sat there and watched this ad and I thought, wow, I can't imagine anything less cool looking in a Mega Man anime, and we got one of those in the 90s that I remember being honestly pretty bad, but I remember pretty fondly. Also, photosensitivity! God damn it, I'm getting a headache from this. Thanks, Duo! I wish this game would stop being this. Like, you know, I like Mega Man 8 more than most people do, I think, but there's still a lot to it I just dislike. Judo chop! That's a little grim. Also that. Crit credits do. If he was willing to do that, that's kind of cool. This cutscene goes on forever. Okay, long story short, evil energy and robot masters. The Wily Fortress is surrounded by a barrier, so we can't do anything until we defeat 4 more robot masters. Good, good. How do I go back? I want to go back. There was a button combination for that, and I don't know what it is. Ah, it's this. Okay. Also, shouts to the disco dance floor in the level select. It's just stylish. Now we should be able to access the other cool power-ups we wanted. So, let's see. We got the energy saver. Save the exact amount of energy required for a special weapon. I believe that just reduces how much energy you use. Let's see. Mega Buster will speed up. I believe that's charging. Let's see. Exchanger. Spare chargers. Spare bodies. I like that they refer to lives as spare bodies. There's just something delightfully morbid about that. One of these allows you to use more of a weapon. I think it's the energy saver. I can check real quick. I think I will. Just for safety's sake, I would like to not waste all my money on something. So let's see. There's one thing. What is it? Let's see. Yeah, it's the energy saver. This will let us use more stuff, so we want that. And now we got 5 more. Let's see what else. The H-speed charge. That makes you charge a buster faster, so that's what we're gonna go for.
Good luck, Mega Man.
Alright, we're good. So now we can use more of our abilities with more reckless abandon than we've already been doing. But more importantly, it means that we can go after robot masters without really any fear of running out of ammo, with 1 or 2 exceptions. Alright, so we've got Aquaman. We have Swordman. Like I said, he's got a body that's like 2 separate parts. This was one of the skeletons that you could design a robot master for. You have Astroman and Searchman. I remember the Robot Master weakness order. Searchman is weak to Swordman, who's weak to Aquaman, who's weak to this guy. I think we start with Aquaman, just because he's by far the easiest.
I'm Aquaman.
If I recall, this guy's the easiest of them anyway. Alright, let's go. Let's fight Aquaman.
Ready.
For some reason, Mega Man can swim in this game. I don't know why. Also, fun story, this enemy's design was reused in Mega Man Battle Network as a virus. Even though I'm probably the only person who actually liked those Battle Network games, I liked them a lot, so I can tell you that much. Also, there was a new game I saw that came out a little while ago that was like, basically a fan-made new Battle Network game. Like, it was like a grid movement-based sort of action RPG with like deck building mechanics. It looked really cool. Let's be careful with those spikes. I don't know. Like, I'd like to think they were popular, but I've also heard a lot of people say that like no one liked those games. It's like, I like those games. I didn't like the Star Force games because they felt like a bad knockoff of the Battle Network games, but I like the Battle Network games. Alright, we're about to fight a boss, so let's equip our rapid hit thing. Although this boss you can't hit rapidly with many things, because most of it you're just sort of spent falling. This guy just likes to crash into you. I don't really get what his whole deal is. And to be fair, half the Battle Network games weren't very good, because they kind of completely changed their design mentality after the 3rd one, which was objectively the best one. Also, I think the sound effect for the waterfall glitched a little bit. Also, what is this guy supposed to be? He's just a ball with a big angry claw. Oh, you know what he is? He's one of those water beetle things. I had them in Animal Crossing. I can't think of what they are. The Battle Network anime with Brad Swile as Lan Hikari and Andrew Francis as Mega Man. That was... It started off okay. It was a little all over the place, and it didn't really address any of the stuff that happened in the game, but I remember it being okay. We need to Astro Crash to break this, and if I recall, we also need to beat Aquaman to raise the water level in this stage. If I recall. So that's another bolt we can't get. This one we can get, however. I just gotta remember, I think you just need to do this, yeah. There we go. But yeah, I quite like the Battle Network games, or at least the first 3. 4 was the worst thing ever. 5 tried to be better, but it was weird and not super fun. 6 was kind of a return to form, but it lacked some of the better stuff of the later really, really good ones. But it was also the source of how basically anyone ever learned about Boktai with their crossovers. So, you know. I quite like Battle Network. I kind of been wanting to review them, actually, but I also know that that would take forever because they're just massive games. Especially if I did, like, 3, which is, like, the one I would geek out about the most, because it had such a robust, like, post-game. Oh, alright, there we go. I will say that the Battle Network game on the GameCube that wasn't really a Battle Network game and was never properly dubbed, that game was not very good. And I will say that the weird, like, interstitial games we never got in English, most of them weren't pretty good, and I know because I own them. Like, I own 4.5, and it's really bad. Battle Chip Challenge isn't even a game, it's a cutscene that you press A to get through. This is our new best friend, Handsome K. Freaking Aquaman. This is what we get from him. We get to sling little bubbles of water. Whoop. I think Aquaman might be played by the same actor as Mega Man. Ah. Yeah, the GameCube game is weird because it tries to be like a classic Mega Man game, but like the platforming isn't in it. The hit detection's kind of all over the place. It tries to have like a main story that's connected to the first game's ending for reasons to make everyone confused. It was never dubbed properly, and just nothing about it really works all that well. Because, of course, it tries to be a platformer, but it also tries to be Mega Man Battle Network, which is, you know, an action RPG with deck-building mechanics. Those two things aren't really the same thing, so expecting them to kind of work together is ambitious, but not necessarily good. I played it once. I think I got past, like, the second boss and gave up. Just because it was not fun. Alright. Oh, that's expressly where I don't want to be. I don't like that he can make a straight shot like that. Like, the curving thing, that makes sense. I'm not sure if it's reactionary or what, but like, the fact that he can make a straight shot really close to walls like that kind of traps you a little bit. That wasn't luck, that was you're a really awkward boss and not very fun. I doubt they'll ever make like a Mega Man Battle Network collection. because they decided to sell those games as, you know, the Pokemon style of 2 iterations of every game. You know, I don't think they'd make a compilation like that. Or they'd take only half the games or something like that. Alright, let's see if we can get that fast charge, because that'll be useful. And the thing is, none of these Mega Man collections are actually all that good. Like the recent ones, I mean. And that probably sounds like heresy, but aside from the fact that, you know, Capcom still refuses to give us the best versions of anything, they're incomplete collections. Plus, they decide to split them into 2. I have no idea why the first, you know, at this point, I think it was like 10 Mega Man games, had to be split across 2 games, when on a single GameCube disc you could fit 8. In fact, you could fit 10 because it also included the fighting games from the arcade, which weren't in the downloaded ones. Neither were the Game Boy games. Neither were Super Adventure Rockman, the DOS games. Not that I want those. Again, I played them before. They're awful. They're incomplete and inferior to collections they released over a decade ago. I just hate that, honestly. Yeah, absolutely. It's so that they could charge you twice, and you get half the content, and you get inferior versions of half the content. Now, this is expressly why the game is split into 2 halves, with 4 Robot Masters on each. Swordman, the first chunk of his stage requires you to basically use all the Robot Master tools from the first area. And that's kind of it. So this is the thing that lets you use Thunderclaw. Gotta use it to solve all the problems in the world. A little bit of an awkward hitbox on the Thunderclaw there. There we go. And this will drop enemies indefinitely. I think to let you refill your weapon ammo counter, but really it's just to be obnoxious. Alright, I think this one's Tornado Hold. Yep, because it's got swirly wind thingamabob. So now we got puzzles. The first one doesn't even require Tornado Hold. Enjoy. I think that's pretty bad design, honestly, because, like, the first puzzle in a set of challenges that's supposed to make you really understand the mechanics of a thing you already have doesn't require it. That's bad. I really wanted that health. Thank you. Okay. There we go. You know, I could do without those things indefinitely spawning things. I'll go without having weapon ammo if I need to. Not that that's a problem, seeing as I've got basically double. Alright, this one is Ice Wave. I hate this thing. But you can do this. And you get completely mullered by a bat, because of course you do. Oh crap. Because again, object permanence. It's not a thing that the Saturn was terribly good with. You gotta appreciate how long that weapon actually lasts. Alright. Still like the most useless weapon, but, well, next to the Mega Ball, of course. Let's go to Bad Box Art Mega Man and use Flash Grenade. This is really just to tell you what's in the background. So we saw a little eyeball thing. We saw a sun-shaped eyeball thing, or like a star or some nonsense. And this one we have a red thing that I don't know what it is. It looks like a fan. Okay. I want to point out that their password is they give you it in order, and I don't think it's randomized. That's dumb. If you're really going to rely on that, you know, make it so that it actually matters if I read it. Also, just for the hell of it, let's use Rush Medic. Oh, and I just wasted a good chunk of it. You want to give me a life there, Rush? No. Like I said, health drops in this game are depressingly low. That was an entire ability designed to give me abilities and like power-ups, and it gave me nothing. Also, now we gotta fight a mini-boss because it's this game. This is a weird boss. And we killed it. It's actually supposed to destroy those platforms that we're standing on, but we killed it so fast. Alright, now I get to the bad part of this stage. Oh god, okay. This stage has like one of the worst bolts ever. I think touching that might kill us. I don't want to find out. But we have these little shitty paddle boat boards we have to ride on now. And what's better is, PlayStation version didn't have those enemies there. But this is going to have some interesting moments. Yeah, so that boss we fight, it's supposed to also have those hammers that knock down those platforms, but we killed it too fast for it to spawn them. But yeah, like, the worst bolt ever is thanks to those little crappy paddle boards. And probably instant death. Whoa! Let's not go that way, because it'll raise you up into those spikes and murder you instantly. They don't really give you a second to even really notice that it's happening. I don't care, little bubble bats. Go away. Okay, 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 okay. Okay. Okay, I think my cat's here. So give me a sec, I gotta get him inside because he's calling at my window and it'll be bad if I don't. But I'm safe here. And that next room I think is where the worst bolt ever is. Gotta be extra careful with my cat nowadays. He's getting some scraps outside, so, you know, I gotta make sure he's not getting hurt. Especially now that my dog's been attacked by skunks and stuff. It's like, I just don't want my cat getting hurt. Or sprayed, because I've already dealt with that with my dog and it sucked. Okay, so this is an auto-scroller, and it's kind of the worst thing ever. Now, that was what we were trying to get into. You have to destroy that with Flash Bomb. And, you know, if you get stopped in any way, like we just were, which was totally demonstrative, not me dying at all by accident. That was totally intentional, you know. I gotta remember that I can fire my buster as well. Shoot. And that's this level. Unfortunately, I don't think... Oh, maybe it will... Yeah, it says continue point, so... Oh, hey. That's actually nice. I didn't think it would actually let me stay here. Good. Good, good, good. So that's the worst bolt in the game. Because it's an auto-scroller, and if you fail it, you kind of have to go back all the way through this stage to get it. Unless you do what we're doing now, even though I didn't want to do this. Also, look at that fast charge. That is a very lovely fast charge. Combined with the giant shotgun burst of my arrow shot, it's quite good. Okay. Speaking of weird Capcom stuff, I just remembered that the Power Stone anime existed, so I watched that for like a couple hours. And it reminds me a lot of the Mega Man cartoon from the 90s, in the sense that it's definitely bad, but I kind of remember it fondly for reasons. I don't even know why I remember it fondly. You know, I think I saw 3 episodes as a kid. I do not like how quickly those things get fired at us. You know, I never had a chance to play Power Stone. Always wanted to. There we go. We can kind of fight the current a little bit, but... There we go. Now we get to see this nice... Hey, look, there's a gold nut. Awesome. Or bolt, or whatever. Clearly I know my mechanics. And lots of enemies that I'm pretty sure the Saturn, or the PS1 version didn't have. I'm pretty sure this room was empty, and I think you got like 2 bolts this time. I mean, I have a Dreamcast. It's just a little bit finicky on whether or not it works. I should get Power Stone for the Dreamcast, though. My Dreamcast collection is literally like 3 of the worst games on the Dreamcast, and that's about it.
Let's make this a fair fight.
I like this guy. He's nice. He just wants a fair fight. So he drops a statue on me, because of course he is. Wow, I am... This guy might be the source of, like, the best voice acting in the game. In that he doesn't sound awful, comparatively. Done. Ugh, man, my Dreamcast collection is, like, the biggest joke ever. I've got 7th Cross Evolution and Blue Stinger. Oh, God. It's so bad. I kind of want to do 7th Cross Evolution just so that someone out there can explain to me what the hell 7th Cross Evolution is. Because that's the kind of game it is. Blue Stinger. Yeah, see, part of me wants to play Blue Stinger just because it was ostensibly kind of maybe a competent game if you squint at it real hard and want something to play just because it's so bad it's good. 7th Cross Evolution is... It's weird. It's like a Darwinism game where you have to, like, put in secret codes to evolve, or else you just keep getting murdered by, like, this crab at the start. But the thing is, the game doesn't tell you what these, like, codes you need to evolve so you actually can play the game are. The manual won't tell you what any of them are, and none of the online guides do either. They'll just say, yeah, you'll figure it out eventually. Which is like, thanks, guide. That's useful. That's why I'm going to a guide, because I absolutely don't need help or guidance. I want someone to explain to me 7th Cross Evolution, because that is just... I feel like it's not even a game, it's just like some kind of weird, bizarre, avant-garde torture device that I stupidly acquired somehow. I did not know that Blue Stinger had different camera control in the Japanese version. That might make it actually kind of almost good. Kinda. I just know it featured the voices of Robotnik and Sonic the Hedgehog working as a team. And that the writing was really, really fantastic. Like top tier writing right there. Little Blue Stinger writing. Also, it was connected to, what was it? It was a... Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy now. It was a horror game. Illbleed. It was connected to Illbleed. Because they both featured the same bizarre energy drink in-game called Hassie, which would then later get featured in good old... crap. It was a visual novel type of game. I really liked it, actually. For a visual novel, it was... I can't remember what it was called, and it's going to drive me crazy now, because I like that game so much. Shoot. Halfway through the game now. I thought this was a halfway point. Oh, it is the halfway point. Oh, look, it's good old Woodman. This is the other reason this is canonical compared to the other. You remember when I beat you? Yar! I don't remember how to fight this guy, actually. I mean, ostensibly, you probably want to use Flame Sword, but we need that against Searchman. Although we probably have enough. Screw it, we'll use Flame Sword. Huh. Illbleed had the voice of Duke Nukem. So did Sonic Adventure, to be fair. And I hear he absolutely hates Big the Cat and the fact he had to play him. There we go, yeah. Flame Sword, best weapon, versus the tree. Can you imagine? Alright, here we go. It's nice that it recharges your abilities. I didn't realize that. I know it doesn't do that for your lives. That's why you need a special thing for it. Okay, this is just another thing you need Thunderclaw for. We're gonna use Ice Wave here, just so I have an excuse to use Ice Wave more than anything. Now I get powers for Ice Wave, even though I don't want them. Thunderclaw! There we go. I do appreciate that he can't hit me from here while I Ice Wave him to death. Again, not a really good weapon. I'm really trying to invent reasons to use this piece of garbage. I don't know, man. I'm basically owning negative Dreamcast games. Though, maybe that means because you don't own any Dreamcast games, you are truly the chosen one who will understand 7th Cross Evolution. Maybe owning a Dreamcast is what makes you unable to understand, like, the concept and the high art that is 7th Cross. I'm kind of impressed that my my main box can do Dreamcast with any degree of competency, though. Like, it's not perfect, but it's kind of impressive all the same. Shit, where is... There we go. Oh, good, I powered up the weapon I wasn't going to use. Awesome! I like Search Man. Don't know why he'd reveal himself like this. Also, he's got 2 heads. I also don't understand how he'll blow up his own cover with his missiles, but it's when you set his cover on fire yourself that he takes damage. There's actually quite a few Dreamcast games I would really like to play. Carrier. There was, I think, a game called Armada that looked pretty cool, too. Both Power Stone games. There's Marvel vs. Capcom 2. There's quite a few Dreamcast games I'd like to play. Mach X. Well, you can play Mach X on the PS2, though. Oh, does it suck? I was excited about the PS2 version, too. Alright, Astroman. One of 2 Robot Masters that gets reused for Mega Man and Bass. Also, he's got the most obnoxious stage ever because it's kind of a weird non-Euclidean nightmare of a maze. Also, yeah, there's lots of shit in his stage. Okay, that shadow on the ground, that's an enemy, so let's not step on that. I think Mega Man 5 had a similar enemy. It wasn't a shadow in that one, though. It was just a thing you didn't want to step on because a giant claw came up and ate you. In this one, he's got a shadow form. Also, stuff jumping out of pits is awful. That's unfortunate. You know, now that my PS2 ostensibly has PAL unlocked for it, I would like to try a bunch of PAL games. Like all the simple games you guys got, I would love to give a shot. Jump. Alright, we're good. We're good. We're good. Alright. Okay, so this is the first of 2 of these things. This is the easier one of the 2. The other one really sucks. Yeah, if I recall, gotta hit that. That lowers that, which will give us access to where we need to go. I think we need to hit that. I think there's like across both of the mazes, there's like 2 of these stupid bolts you can get if you're into that sort of thing. I'm just desperately trying to not get lost in this, and I'm doing a terrible job of it. And it's just a thing that wraps vertically, so it shouldn't be that complicated. He said as he's completely lost. That's the way we came, so we actually just want to keep going down and try going to the right. Yeah, this looks more like where we need to go. There we go. And there's a bolt we missed. Don't care. Oh god, I forgot about this part. Okay, there's a bolt here too. Hopefully we'll get it. It's not looking great for us right now, but hopefully. Also, shoutouts to like the elevator musics that Astroman has as a theme. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Crap. Dragon Sisters? I've heard of that game. Mostly because it's a PAL exclusive, so I have an interest in it, but... I don't know much about it. Oh no. Nah. I only have one of the Simple Series games. I've got Galactic Defense Force for obvious reasons. I actually bought that when I first tried to get a region-free PS2 because I needed a Japanese game and a PAL game just to make sure its region freeness was as advertised, and it turned out the PS2 was just broken out of the box, so, you know, that was great. I went through like 4 region-free PS2s, never got one, just got fed up and bought a Japanese one. So now I have a way to play Galactic Defense Force, I guess. Although I also just bought a Japanese version. So. BCV, Battle Construction Vehicle. That's a game I really want to play. Demolition Girl. Zombie Driver. I can name quite a few really weird games we never got on the PS2 I absolutely want. 10,000 Bullets. That's not a simple game, but it is a game I'd like to play that is PAL exclusive. You have Demolition Girl? I hear that game is awful, but man, I want to play it. I've heard by people that it's like the worst PlayStation game you will ever come across. Okay. We need to absolutely hit one of those red ones so that we can get the thing. Also, someone's awake upstairs, which means it's my brother, which means he's probably getting ready for work. I don't know. I've always had a fascination with the simple games. I would love to collect them all. Or at least like the ones that aren't all just, you know, mahjong and horse racing and pachinko. Okay, this is actually the way we came from, so I don't think this is going to benefit us any if we hit... The thing is, I'm not sure these things are universally tied to things. I think certain buttons are tied to certain switches and, or certain elevators. So yeah, if we want that, we have to go around it, but I'm not going to bother. Oh, I'm sure. I mean, the simple games were designed to be basically cheap budget experiences, but some of them are really, really cool. I mean, that's where the Earth Defense Force games came from, and the Oni-chan-bara games. Oh, shoot. I thought that was just gonna hurt me. Nah. This auto-scroller is gonna be what does me in. Yeah, they were typically done by really small teams of people, that's true. And with basically no budget. But, you know, I find that stuff interesting. That's kind of why I want to play it. Also, a lot of it was just, like, in English, only available in PAL, which makes it kind of, like, weird and exclusive, and I just need to know about it. Besides, there's also the whole archivist, I just want to play everything ever, period, sort of thing that I have. You know? I like games. I want to play all of the games ever. No exceptions, except maybe the sports stuff, because screw sports stuff. Like, even if I'm bad at it, like shmups and fighting games and puzzle games, I want to play them. All of them. Even if they're bad. Because if I may quote a blog for MAME stuff I read earlier this week, like, bad games deserve to be remembered too. Even if it's just stuff you don't want to play ever, you know? People need to know about stuff. Alright, we finally get a continue point. Unfortunately, we're only halfway through. We still have this platforming section, which is going to be more of that really less than fun platforming section from earlier, and then a worse maze. Because the maze we went through actually was, like, the good one. There's a bad one now we have to go through. It has, like, 4 different colored switches and a bunch of nonsense we don't want to deal with. That we're going to have to deal with, because freaking Astro Man. Oh, yep, I want to be right here. Okay. You know what? I could just Tornado Hold my way out of here. I can if Tornado Hold would work properly. Tornado Hold didn't want to work properly. That's okay. Okay. Now this is the bad one, because it's long and it's bad. It's effectively the same thing, it's just a lot longer and with a lot more switches, and I think there's like 3 or 4 different colors now, as opposed to just using 2. Which might actually make it easier, because having 2 colors tied to different sets of switches, that might actually crush and kill us, so let's not jump on that. Okay. Let's go this way. Okay, so that switch we need still hit. There's where we started. Yep, this is, this bit. I hate this bit. Okay. We need to find the corresponding red switch for that thing. Now, because this wraps, it should be directly below us. One would think. There it is. Okay. However, it's past a point where there's a wall to the right, which means we have to go left. What's up here? Alright. I think we're making progress now. There's the switch we need. Alright, and we got one of those bolts too. It's not all bad. Okay. Now the thing you need to understand about Astro Man is he's a total wimp, but his attack is ridiculously scary. So we're gonna hope not to hit that. That's our ability. We're locking onto those little options he has. Now the thing is, if you lock on to Astro Man, he freaks out and won't do anything. Unfortunately, the lock-on mechanics of search missiles are a little bit not great. But you can just juggle him. So as long as he doesn't do Astro Crash, we're good. And he didn't. Because that is a randomized, basically screen-clearing attack. And it's genuinely scary when he uses it. Also, now we get the Lemon Lime Mega Man armor. I was never big into Lemon Lime. I'm more of a cola person myself. Well, I'm trying to cut more and more of that out, so I bought myself a soda stream. And it does not taste good, but it's okay. Now, we've actually made it to the end of the game. We've got to go to Wily's Fortress next. So let's spend what bolts we have and buy some crap.
Welcome back.
So we have 8 we can go with. Energy balancer might be useful. Charged every time, 3 fired every time you hit the shot. That'd be useful. Buster will speed up. I think that's just shot speed. Sliding will speed up. That's actually useless. Okay. Shortens the chime for charge. We got that. 3 will be fired every time we press the button. Buster will be fired automatically while energy is being charged. That could be useful. If we could combine that with that and this, that would be useful, but we can't. So we'll just grab the energy balancer, I guess. So we're not getting the ultimate Buster. You can do some really ridiculous stuff with the auto charge, Buster speed, X number of shots on screen at a time, that sort of thing. But we're not going to do that. So let's go fight Wily. Now, you may remember how I said that if I did everything right, we would see jump, jump, slide, slide all of twice in the game. I lied, because we get to see it a 3rd time now. I hate this game. Actually, I quite like this game. But I do hate jump, jump, slide, slide so much. Also, we have 0 lives, so I'm just going to die. Like, I'm not even going to try this. So let's see how long with 0 inputs I can survive. About that long. Alright. Let's try again. Alright, time to get our jump, jump, slide, slide on for reals. Now, this is where the, like, auto-charging Buster firing and, like, the multiple shots on screen at a time would be useful. Because while you're charging, you'd just be, like, rapid-firing endlessly. It would be really useful right about here. But we don't have that option. So we're just going to do the best we can with what we have. Again, it's really easy to get sandwiched into the right chunk of the screen, and you really want to be as far back as you can for these collapsing platforms and the stuff appearing on the right side. Because it's actively pushing you as far to the right as it possibly can. But frequently there's not a lot you can do. And again, that shotgun power being worth its weight in bolts. Yeah, we're getting awful close to the right side of the screen. I don't like that. Ah, I missed that last jump. Jump, jump, slide, slide. It sucks. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's get our jump, jump, slide, slide on. There's the slide, there's the slide, there's the slide, there's the jump. I should really actually be charging this. And all of this is basically auto kill if you don't do it right. This is the worst part about this game. Okay, I jumped properly there. For some reason, it just didn't give me height. This is truly the final boss of the game. Except there's still like 3 more stages of Wily crap after this. Oh, and what's better? The boss of this stage? You'll never guess, but you have to use the Mega Ball against it. And it's not optional. Like the crab that takes incredible amounts of damage from it. It's mandatory. Like, you can't actually beat the boss unless you use Mega Ball. That's how much they really wanted you to learn the Mega Ball and find its -2 uses. Alright. Jump, 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 jump. Yep, this is fine. I'm okay with this. Jump, 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 jump. Alright, there we go. And only after I used every single one of my lives. I feel like I could use, like, the rush thing to get extra lives, but I feel like that'd be a gamble and would be a waste of time, so I'm not gonna. Okay. Oh, good. More Thunderclaw nonsense. You know what's great is there is an actual continue point we hit. If we didn't game over. It's not a game over continue point, it's just a you lost your life continue point, and now it's just do more of this. You know, if this game didn't have so much jump, jump, slide, slide, in the sense that it could have gone without any jump, jump, slide, slide, we'd have been good. Like, the game wouldn't have been great. I think it would have been a lot better. And, you know, I think the game's okay, but... you know. This is easily the game at its worst. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. On the upswing, the moment we finish this stage, we'll get no more jump, jump, slide, slide, so that's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. That was a bit clunchy. That last jump is... seriously, whoever made those jumps is just mean. Okay, let's grab our Thunderclaw. Okay. Now, I think ostensibly I'm supposed to try and hit that yellow peg right there. And there's a life that we picked up. Alright, now we gotta go fight the Mega Ball boss. On the upswing we got an extra life, so if we whiff it, we don't have to go through jump, jump, slide, slide just yet. So, I hope you understand basic 45-degree angles, because if you don't, this boss will be impossible for you. And if you do, this fight is still basically random, so enjoy. That was the boss, by the way. We hit him properly. He gains kind of a second phase where he's harder. Also, enjoy the fact that the Mega Ball literally can only be shot once per go. Ugh, freaking Mega Ball, man. And this is how you know you need to use the Mega Ball. Not just the fact that, you know, you have to use it, but, like, theoretically here, we, on paper, could potentially rush, heal me. Don't do dumb things like that. Oh, God. Rush did a bunch of dumb things. God, I hate this fight. And the Mega Ball, just in general. The Mega Ball's the worst. Okay, now if I recall, that would be about the angle we need to hit. Or that. Or I don't understand basic angles and I'm inept. Because geometry. Freaking Mega Ball, man. Ugh. This stage in Wily's Fortress, including its boss, whoever designed it, should feel very bad about themselves. Like, ostensibly, you should be able to hit the boss with, like, Tornado Hold, but I don't think they actually take damage from it. Like, they only take damage from Mega Ball. So, enjoy that. Okay. I'm gonna try something. Huh. That means, theoretically, I'm right here. Yeah, that's what I got. Okay. Just gotta feel out the angles. And... okay. And I gotta remember that I have a charge shot. I gotta remember those two things. Can't charge shot while mega balling. I might try and rush heal again, but I feel like that's a wasted endeavor. Oh, I hate this fight. I hate this fight. I hate this fight. I hate this fight. I hate this fight because geometry. Thanks, Mega Ball. Thanks for working exactly as intended. All right, let's try rush heal again. Nope, no good for rush heal. Shouldn't ever need to use rush heal. This is a very dumb, bad fight. Reliant on a very stupid gimmick. There we go. I'm Cotton Candy Mega Man. Let's go. Okay. Where are you gonna show up? Okay. As long as I keep trading blows, I can't lose. At least on paper I shouldn't be able to lose. Though it's worth noting how inept I am at everything, so I'm probably about to lose. Okay. The Mega Ball would be less the worst thing ever if it would just, for the love of God, spawn instead of just exploding into a wall. That would be nice. Alright, Mega Ball, let's go. Okay, that definitely should have hit behind him. Let's try this again. Let's Hail Mary a health power-up, please? Oh, it's worth knowing, eventually he spawns a big instant kill thing that it doesn't instant kill you or anything, but it punishes you if you actually hit it. That dummy doll of his sucks to hit, so don't hit it. If I recall it, it crashes to the ground and creates like a huge shockwave. This game doesn't have E-tanks. It could use them. It could use all of the E-tanks. Okay, I think we need to go about there. Alright, alright, alright. Alright, cool. We're ahead. We're ahead so far. I dislike when it spawns in one of the middle places, 'cause there's not really a lot of ways to get a good angle on it. I'll just take damage. Alright, one more hit. You should be done. There we go. Yeah, you kind of have to shoot at the wall and get around. It's not the best. But there we go. That fight's done. Finally. And no more jump, jump, slide, slide. So if nothing else, there's a victory in that for me. Next stage. Alright. Let's see what we can do.
Ready.
I would love to tell you I remember these stages. I don't at all. I remember the bosses kind of vaguely. Like, I know who I have to fight here. And I remember who I have to fight after that. And I remember the final boss being awful. Not as bad as Mega Man 7's final boss, but pretty bad. Because likewise, it's Wily once again choosing to have the worst weakness, so that you can absolutely never use it. It doesn't matter what's in there, I can't get it. It'll despawn well before I pick it up. Okay, okay. You're not allowed to go into the freaking ladder there. Flying shield face thing. I like that the Sniper Joe has a big explosive thing that should theoretically trigger the other explosives, but doesn't. Oh, snap, that's right. We got a shmup section. Oh, God. I remember this section being pretty tough. I forgot about this section entirely. I remember the boss now, though. I know what he's weak to. So that's some form of victory. Come on. Awesome. I'd like to have more health than I currently have. But I don't. Oh, alright, we got a life. Okay, cool, cool. I can work with this. That means at least if I game over, I still have a shot. Now if I recall, there's like a bunch of switchbacks. And then there's like a part where you have to go far to the right and then go all the way to the left as the screen's scrolling. I believe that's coming up. I wonder if that's the same thing from the back of Grenade Man stage. Probably is. Okay, here's where you gotta go right and then left. This part sucks, this part sucks, this part sucks. Okay, we good. And then oh crap, we got another one. What am I supposed to do about that, game? What am I supposed to do? Alright. I think we're getting pretty close to the boss of this area. I think it might just be a mini-boss, though. Because I remember there being, like, another boss for this game. I believe that's right about where we're at. I know what you're supposed to use on this boss. Yep, here it is. Okay. So he's weak to the one ability we haven't used yet. So you get to enjoy this. Except it's, you know, time when you can actually hit him's a bit variable. So this might actually not be super great for us, but we'll see. Also, this attack is completely random, so that's good. Also, you only get like 6 of them, and that's what the energy saver. Without it, you get like 3, I think. Alright, got one more. There we go. That attack is completely... The one I used is completely random. It's like the most powerful move in the game, but it's entirely random whether or not it actually hits. If it hits hard, though. Alright. I was expecting a different boss for that chunk of Wily stage, but I'm guessing that's the boss relegated to this chunk of Wily stage. Or maybe it's a mid-boss. I can't quite remember. Because I remember there being 2 more bosses.
Ready.
This looks like a chunk of, like, the main base from Mega Man Legends or something. Like, with, like, glowy eyes in the background and stuff. I'm just gonna run past you there, Sniper Joe. Thank you. Alright, let's go. Climb, 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 climb. Shoot. Get shot in the back like a hero. And this is where we need to take advantage of the lack of object permanence in this game. Okay. Object permanence. Alright, let's try this again. Honestly, though, I think the hardest part about this Wily Fortress is over, with the exception of the final boss. Like, it was just the Mega Ball boss and, like, the jumping and sliding. Get past that and you're fine. There's some cool background nonsense. Okay, okay. Yep, you need him to make a background object for you. And then you jump into the spikes like a total hero. And that's how you play Mega Man 8. Alright, let's try this again. On the bright side, if we die, and we have to get a game over, at least we don't have to go through the jumping and the sliding and the shmup segment again. Although, you know, provided you get a little bit of luck with Astro Crush, the boss for it's pretty easy. Whoop. Alright, there we go. Recoil in this game's a little ridiculous. Like, there's an item they give you that you can buy to get rid of it, but it's just like, you know, rare appearance of a health power-up. You know, that recoil is just a bit too much. Your first gut instinct would be to kill that thing, but that would get you killed for sure unless you use Tornado Hold like a sensible person. Because as we've established, it's the best move. Because it can do that. Alright, now, how do I fight you? I think we'll start with some Astro Crush. Remember how bass was established to be in this story at the start, and then nowhere else in the game? I miss Mega Man 7 when he was at least in one extra stage and had more of a character. Also, he was kind of considered a hero, and he didn't have a giant, wily haircut helmet, and he looked taller and slightly more intimidating, and also more noble. Mega Man 7's sprite of bass was awesome. Also, Treble looks really tiny and smooshed. Oh, also he gets evil energy and still has that power-up that we gave up at the end of Mega Man 7 for reasons that are never explained. Because Bass is sensible and he keeps a jetpack because he understands the importance of having a jetpack. Also the inspiration for Absolute Zero form for Mega Man X Command mission. Although I do quite like Bass's remix theme, it's quite good. Mostly I just wanted to take advantage of the invulnerability frames. I like how surprised he is when you actually hit him. Where's your double jump, Bass? Okay, now we gotta worry. This is fine. There you go. I didn't even need my jetpack for that base. That's why I got rid of it in the last game. You can't beat me with fake power. You know, get rid of the evil energy and then just use your regular jetpack, you know? That'll be real power that you still won't be able to beat me with because I beat you without a jetpack. He was a lot harder in Mega Man 7 with his jetpack. Okay, now fun story. If we game over here, we're really in trouble. I think now's the time for another random roll of the useless Rush Healing. That's doing absolutely nothing because he's spawning shit in the ceiling. Because Rush is a very intelligent dog. Rush is not the best dog ever. I mean, at least Treble turns into a jetpack. Oh, we gotta go through base again.
Ready.
It's not that bad to go through base, but I just don't want to. You know, they have an entire power-up relegated to healing you, and yet 90% of the time, because like the health drop rates in this game, it can't do that. And even when it can, most of the stage design prevents it from actually working. It's really weird choice in mechanics. Okay, let's try this again. Ah. Okay, let's try this again. They designed this section so you couldn't just tornado hold your way to victory, like you could for everything else in this game. But then they designed this area so you absolutely could, so you know. This game likes to give you conflicting messages about stuff. Hooray, health. There's really no reason to stand around as basic Mega Man, considering you can use regular power on everything. Alright. There we go. Now we got some health. Alright, let's throw on Astro Crash. Just on the off chance we actually... Yeah, I already beat you, Base. Shut up. With your giant stupid helmet that looks like Wily's hair.
Come on, Treble.
Straz again. I have a better charge attack than you do, Base. Yeah, that move, I think, is what we're saving good old Astro Crash for. Just so I don't have to worry about how that actually works. Ah, he doesn't go all the way to the other end. Okay. I have meteors too. There we go. 1 health, no problem. That's how a proper duel between rivals should be. Let's just ignore the fact I came into the stage without full health, and let's let Base have a little bit of dignity. Okay, new plan. Since the random roll of Rush dice doesn't seem to work, let's try randomness. Do something of value. Thanks, Rush. You've actually been useful for once. You gonna disappear? I guess we're just gonna spam Rush Roulette for a while. Oh, you can only do it once. I guess not. I miss when Rush was tied to a power bar, so you could actually tell what it was and just not, you know, have one use of anything. Either way. Yeah, I could use the Ice Wave for that, but that implies that I actually make use of the Ice Wave somehow. And that's not, you know, humanly possible. I do quite like that arrow shot. The jumps in this game, man. Like, you jump at the edge of platforms, and sometimes you just don't make it. Honestly, I should probably just tornado hold on that platform. Oh, I don't have much life left. That's concerning. Fortunately, I think the boss to this area is relatively easy. And because of the way this stage is designed, if I used Rush Roulette for healing, he might actually drop stuff for me. There we go. You want to drop me some lives there, Rush? You know, that ability at least has, you know, Rush gains a timer. Look at how close that jump is. That's genuinely a scary jump. Ugh. Oh, that's fine. Oh, that's better. Yep, we're just gonna... Hey, Sniper Joe, I see you're, hoarding some cool treasure. I think I might swipe that, thank you. And now you got really tight precision platforming in a game that wasn't really designed for it. Alright, I know what this boss is weak to. He's weak to Thunderclaw. I like this background, it's nice. Also, I recognize this boss. Also, this is the first boss in Mega Man and Base, because, again, they wanted to reuse some stuff. I will admit there is a bonus if you get the laser buster thing that's not very powerful. It can actually like shoot through all the blobs and he's like permanently weak, which is great. Although the arrow buster can just take out all his defense at once, so it's kind of, you know, 6 and 1/2 dozen in the other. This is kind of a neat move. If I recall, eventually he goes to the walls and then like pulls all the sludge up. We're probably not going to see that move because I think he's about to die, but you know, he's got a couple of moves. He's a lot easier than the original Yellow Devil, I'll say that much. There we go. Take that, Lime Jello Devil. Also, side note, Lime Jello, best Jello. That's just definitive fact right there. Alright. Let's go. It's the final stage, I believe. Which is, of course, the stage where we gotta fight all the Robot Masters again. And then Wily a whole bunch. Ugh. Okay. I don't remember any of these teleporting hatches, so... hopefully we pick something good. Take a man.
I'll take on you. Be ready.
I think it might correspond, if this is Tank Man, it might correspond to the first 4 being on the left, the latter 4 being on the right, and how they're shown on the map screen. We'll try and use this ability on him. You understand that, like, that's the only time you can use this move on him. Whoop. Because ground-based ice attacks, use them on a flying guy. That just makes sense, right? You can't destroy Tornado Hold with that. I don't think I've ever bothered to try. And I thought he was invulnerable during that attack, but I wanted to see if he wasn't. He was not. Alright. Let's test my theory. If that's the case, this should be Frostman, which means... also, Frostman, made of ice, not weak to the fire attack. Makes sense. Also, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but I think the game might be slightly cropped wrong. Because I think it might be missing a few centimeters of the top screen. And the bottom. Just because I cropped this to the FMVs and not the gameplay in my test, because the game froze. Oh well. Honestly, I don't think it's going to matter that much, but I apologize. I just noticed that now. But at least the cutscenes will look kind of okay. Now this one will be... Clown Man, I believe. Yep. Will you say the good line now? Let's find out. He did. You did it, Clown Man. You made fun of Mega Man. Calling him a geek. And that's how you know you got a good run. No, you're not allowed to Thunderclaw. There we go. Clown Man. Creepy Clown Man. Okay, next is Grenade Man. That means we need Thunderclaw. I don't know what that means, but okay. Again, I think that this is Japanese voice actors trying to come up with the English lines, so the English is not great. Nor is the pronunciation of anything great. No, Duo sounded okay. There you go. Boom. That same piece in the middle that gets destroyed during his refight, though, which makes very little sense. Okay, so top left is Astro Man. Let's go. We only charge during the cutscene just because we can sort of hit him with the thing the moment the fight starts with a little bit of luck. Like that. Ah, and that's the perfect place to hit him. Ah, I couldn't juggle him permanently. Well, that's sad, but still. Alright. This one's Search Man, if I recall. Yep. I remember the order of these guys, vaguely. Alright, let's do it. Yeah, that jumping attack he has, I'm not sure how to deal with that one so well. Ugh. Doesn't matter though, he's still dead. Alright. That means we get to break Aquaman into a billion little pieces. Because he doesn't like Astro Crush so much. Alright, let's go. He looks so sad. Although he did almost cream me with that one. No! Look how sad I look. I'm Aquaman. You can call me handsome, Kay. That was luck, and also the fact that I've got the weapon that will completely murder you. Alright, finally. Gotta take Swordman. Swordman's kind of hard because you got like this weak-ass, like, arcing weapon. But we'll make it work.
Let's make this a fair fight.
You sound vaguely Australian. I think he says something different if he hits you with that move. You're done. And he congratulates you when you beat him. He's just a good guy. Little sword man. Alright, next is Wily. I remember this being a rather tough fight. And I remember his second form has, like, the worst weakness for him, so this could end really badly for us a bunch of times. So we might see that teleporting hatch a few times. Also, we're trapped. And then there's Duo. Basically useless, though. And now Proto Man comes in to, once again, say that he was part of the plot. I'll take care of this guy. See ya. I think he could have teleported on his own, but sure. Now, I believe this Wily robot's weak to Water Balloon, which is annoying. You can shut his mouth by shooting him. It's time to play Will Rush Be Nice to Us? Yes, actually, it kind of was. Thank you, Rush. But we're not done yet, and now things get really weird and bad. You'll notice he's flying. Not Ice Wave, but it's almost as bad. He's weak to Flame Sword. And he has kind of the same thing going on that Wily 2 did for Mega Man 7. Just, he's got like a spread attack, it's just awful. And again, I want to point out we have Astro Crush, a move that'll take care of basically anything. We're not allowed to use that against this guy. I'm pretty sure he takes no damage from it. Instead, let's work on Astro Crush. Let's work on the Fire Sword. Now, I want to point out that, oh good, we got energy power-ups. Excellent. Yep, that's the move I hate. This is literally just a remake of the Wily 2 fight from Mega Man 7, by the way. Which is why I'm bad at it, except we don't get Wild Coil this time. I can never tell which way that move goes. Thanks for not healing me, by the way, Rush. Really appreciate it, buddy. Ugh, yeah, that fight's not fun, is the proper word for it. Fortunately, all our power-ups have healed up, so that's good. So I guess we're gonna water balloon and charge, because we gotta go through all this again. Fortunately, we don't have to watch the cutscene again. I think we might have to if we game over. Also, in case you can't tell, that's like the worst move. Ugh. Okay. That was scary. This could get worse, though. Let's find out how much worse this can get for us. Okay. Step 1. Let's go for Rush Randomizer. And grab our sword. Because he starts out pretty weak. Oh, we got the Capcom windmill thing. That might actually make this an easy fight for us. Full heal, full armor, full energy. Doesn't give us a life or a shield or anything, but, you know, it's the Capcom windmill. First debuted in 1942, I believe. And then later showed up in the original Mega Man, and then I think this was the next one it was shown in. Well, it might have had like a cameo as like a non-useful item or something. It has an actual proper name, I just can't remember what it is, so I just call it Capcom Windmill. This is the move we want. I can deal with those two vertical shots that spread on the ground. The windmill shots and like the 4 homing things that stop and then go, that sucks. Although I will say, because we are trading blows and I'm doing slightly more damage to him than he's doing to me, I think I've got this. I would really have to cock this up at this point. Yeah, this is the move I hate the most. Hate it the most in Mega Man 7 as well. But each one of those shots was a different color that had different effects too, which made it even more frustrating. He's dead. And we won! And now we can watch the improperly cropped gameplay footage of the ending. That'll be actually properly cropped because I cropped to the cutscenes. I gonna do what I should have done a long time ago. Mega Man 7. Because they didn't spell check it properly. It's nice that Mega Man's quickly getting fed up with Wily. Also, he's now, like, full of evilness or some nonsense. You'll notice this is actually properly cropped. Also, Duo, once again to show he's actually in the plot of this game. And his mismatched, oversized arms, which I think is because Dr. Light had to repair him. He was originally, like, supposed to be symmetrical, but just isn't. But we never get to see that form of him because it was pure energy. Also, Duo now can look into, like, our mind to see all the good we've done to prove that we're a good person or some nonsense. Although he does not judo chop us in half.
If your mind is not completely taken by the evil, you'll be saved. Mega Man, I can see into your mind.
You've fought this old guy way too many times. I don't think there was ever a Mega Man game where you had to rescue a dog. That was Mega Man Battle and Chase. Your guess is as good as mine as to what that one's from, though. Also, that might be a young Cammy. In alternate reality, Duo could not remove the evil. He became evil and became, what was it, Quint? The evil Mega Man from the Game Boy games, if I recall. And also the sequel to Mega Man and Bass.
Will survive.
Also, by making us not evil, he cleaned up our helmet.
What happened, Mega Man? He's going to be okay. He will regain consciousness soon. My job is done. I must go. I'll leave Mega Man up to you.
And you'll only ever see me in a fighting game after this.
But there's one more thing. I have a favor to ask.
Wake up! Wake up, Mega Man!
Mega Man, I believe, is also played by Roll.
Roll! Mega Man, you're okay!
If not, they sound awfully similar.
Am I alive?
Yes.
I mean, you're a robot. Although you are partially alive, maybe. So, I don't know how it works with you, Mega Man. Maybe. You might be alive.
Duo is gone.
Proto Man!
Mega Man, I have a message to give you from Duo.
From Duo, what is it?
He said, thank you.
Duo? Me too. Thank you, Duo.
And that's how this game ends. With a thank you. Which is quite sweet. You'll never see Duo again unless you play the arcade game, though. He's kind of a forgotten character. The Dr. Wily prize for You Gave Us Some Stuff. There's Swordman. That's what Clown Man should have looked like. It was freaky and terrifying. I mean, clowns are just creepy in general, but that was absolutely freaky. looks nothing like Frostman. They took a lot of liberties with some of these character designs. I guess that kind of looks like Grenade Man. Maybe. It looks like an up-res Sniper Joe. That looks like a terrifying nuclear Aquaman, made of acid or something. Way cooler than what we got. Alas, I can't skip this to look at the fun bonus stuff. So I guess we're stuck sitting here and waiting. And hoping the satiator doesn't freeze like it likes to do when it doesn't have to deal with gameplay. Also, I should go to bed soon. It's almost 6 a.m. That would be Pirate Man. Also, that's a cool design. I like Pirate Man's design, but that's cooler than Pirate Man ever was. Like, that might have been a design for a Darkstalkers character. Daruma Man. I don't know how that guy would have worked. That's a cool design. That's like a more angry Burst Man. That guy's Cup of Ramen Man. Oh, I could go for some ramen now. This is Two-Headed Fish Man. That's actually a pretty cool design. That could have been an actual Mega Man design. I kind of like that. That was an enemy from Mega Man X. Hey, it's Pirate Man again. It's less cool Pirate Man now. It's Terrified Cat Man. It's Shark Man. You know, I definitely said that I'm pretty sure that the Japanese voice actors doubled up and did the English dub, which I'm still sure, but these are some weirdly North American-y names. So maybe they were just people who... I don't know. Maybe they were people known by like the actual like Capcom staff who knew some English and or something. That looks like Zero if Zero was girl. So basically mostly Zero already. Mouse Man with two tails. I'm not sure what I'm looking at with that guy, but he's kind of cool looking. Good shading. These are all way better artists than I could ever hope to be. I have no art skills to speak of. Although I think we've also seen pretty much all the stuff from the bonus stuff at this point, so, you know, we just gotta finish watching all this stuff. Oh, that's a cool design. That's basically Swordman, but blue. So, yeah, we did it! Thank you for playing, Capcom. Now, release this in your collections, along with the Game Boy games, and the arcade games, and the Kart Racer, and all the other Mega Man games you don't include in the collections that you absolutely should to make it a decent collection. And don't make me buy it twice, and give me the best versions of stuff. Damn it. Anyway, that's been Mega Man 8 for a second time, but this time, you know, the good version. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know when we go live, because we try and do that as often as possible. Need to finish my PS2 version, but ideally, I should be able to stream, if not this week, then the next. There's some more stuff I'd like to do as well, so maybe. We'll see. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel, see everything else I do, which is a lot of stuff. Should have a review up in a couple of days. Should have another Sega Saturn Day video up tonight. Maybe a N64 video. We'll see. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do to the best of my ability, which in this case is play through the better version of Mega Man 8 and prove definitively that it is, in fact, far more canonical than the versions that we end up getting stuck with over and over and over and over and over, and once again prove that you need a Sega Saturn in your life, because, I mean, I think that's become a life mission of mine. You need a Sega Saturn in your life. It's the best console. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.